Aha! How's it going, you beautiful people? I know, right? Took a little while to get around to part two because... yep, because. Just because. Well, I felt like it. Well, that and not having paper. This is the thing, is like... when I've got paper, I'll just keep creating. When I run out of paper, it's like, you know... less inclined to work quite as hard because acutely aware that once I run out of paper, it's gone. So, I know, right? Actually, somewhat with it. Shocking. I know, right? Yeah. So this year, monetary goals have been set. I mean, well, I say they've been set. I've got a rough idea. It's probably a better way of putting it. It's like I know where I want to be and what I want to be doing, and you know, got a vague idea now of what sort of resources I'm going to need to give back. Because whilst I love doing what I'm doing, it's like, I want to be able to give back. I want to be able to give my allow my friend the same luxury they've allowed me, which is to be able to create without worrying or having to think about money, you know, like, because that's the thing, whilst they've helped a lot by sort of giving me somewhere to be and somewhere to actually create stuff, it's like, it's always felt backwards, like, and I suppose that's just the inherent traditionalist sort of, you know, man must provide. But there's a lot to be said for it, because it's a lot of the reason why I struggled with fucking depression and mindset for ages, because whilst I know where I want to do, what I want to do and where I want to be, I ain't even fucking close. Like, and as much as may get support with some of the artwork, it's like, money is much more useful. And like I say, it's like, whilst I may not have bills to pay and shit to fucking deal with, it's like, well, they need, what was it, about $2,000 a month? I did a short as well, just mentioning it, because it's like, it's been the hardest thing to deal with over the years, is not only the lack of like funds, but just being able to actually treat myself and the people around me that have helped me, like, giving back. And whilst I haven't, I've done what I can along the way, but it's like, it's not, just never feels good enough, you know, like, because that inherent want or need to provide, it's like, yeah. This is what I say with this year, is like, the monetary goal is set. I'm not fucking around anymore. Like, not only do I want abundance, I want abundance for the people around me, because, well, I put up with my shenanigans for this long. I mean, I don't know many people that would. And, yeah. Would just be nice to sort of have the money to go, right, don't have to worry, job done. Don't have to worry, nothing to worry about, nothing to consider, no. That's the thing, like, whilst I may not have bills, they do. Whilst I may not have responsibilities as such, they do. This is why I say it's like, whilst I might have set myself up for the sort of long haul that was going to be with art, as like, never wanted to drag anyone else into it, you know? It's like, and don't get me wrong, they've done what they've done off of their own back, which is, you know, incredible. But it's been a lot of times, especially through the last few years, where, well, just had to fucking suffer, man. It sucks. Like I say, whilst I had somewhat prepared for the long journey that was going to be art, it's different when you're taking, you know, when it's someone else's life as well. I think that's the thing, and it's, you care about the people around you. You want them to also do what they love and be successful in what they love, which, yeah. Difficult when you haven't even been able to provide food for yourself, you know, like I say, over the last year or so, I was like, yeah, I've been able to go to the gym and do a lot more, but it still fucks me up because I can't eat properly. And likewise, it's if it wasn't for them, I would not be able to do it, like, because, wow. Yeah, as mentioned, my brain is a bit silly like that. Like, I kind of forget myself at times, which is fine when it's just me, but when it's someone else, it's yeah, it's a bit harder to deal with. And likewise, it's like, just shit's backwards. And at this point, it's like, well, things should be flipped on their head. It should be the other way around, and likewise, there shouldn't be a, well, whilst I set a sort of monetary goal, it's like, that shouldn't be the fucking limit. Because abundance, and let's face it, whilst any amount of money is better than nothing, it's like, like, there's a lot that I've put on hold. Like, you say, like, with the business, is like, I don't really want to be drawing. This is why I don't have any real need, necessity, or rush to do it. Like, I want to be able to market the books I've produced, but, you know, it's not how my brain works. But also why, you know, got to be fucking realistic about it, because, well, I want money, you know. I want money to market these things and actually push them to be as successful as I know they should be. There's a lot of the reason why I've mentioned about sort of building a team, getting people with different skills around me, because whilst I may be very creative and may sort of have an affinity and or ability to sort of just keep making, that's not enough. Like, was when I started, don't get me wrong, I was just in love with doing the thing, you know, like, just love making art. But at the same time, it's like, well, yeah, but also want to love myself and actually eat well. Like, well, like I say, be able to treat those people around me that have stuck with me, because, well, yeah, whilst I know, I was aware it was going to be hard, I knew it was going to be a fucking shit show and take much longer than I sort of intended. It's like, it's very difficult to see the, well, it's much like with getting a job. Like someone mentioned it a while ago, and I was like, there's no job that's going to pay me even close to the amount of money I fucking need. Like, I would need an executive role, and I don't know if you've seen some of the shit that I do or some of the things that I talk about. It's not, it's not conducive to a, yeah. It's not the best. Just say, like, yeah, I was trying to think of like the amount of money that I've actually spent on myself since starting art is like a few £100. I kind of left myself behind and threw myself into making art rather than, well, worrying about the sort of business side of things. Like, as much as people don't want to like talking about it, it's like, well, yeah, but how the fuck else are you supposed to feed yourself? I mean, whilst this is great and I love doing it, it's like, yeah, but I also want to do more for those around me, and can't do that if I'm purely focused on art. Like, I mean, I'd love to. It's what I've done for so long, but it's like I say, we all get to a breaking point where it's just like, you know what? Fuck all this. Like, need more, want to do more, and the only way I'm going to make it fucking happen is if I open my fucking gob and start talking about it, because, yep. I had someone try and advise me fucking ages ago, like, oh, you don't need to focus on mindset. And I was like, for the art, no. For my fucking personal life, yes. Like, but because I don't divulge a lot of what's going on behind the scenes, or like I say, some of the fucking struggles of life with no money, it's like, yeah, I just, I only really can be mad at myself for not being a bit more open about it, but at the same time, meh. But it's been one of those things where it's like mindset has been so fucking important, because, like I say, you can have all the positive traits and habits as you want, but if your mind isn't fucking right, it's never going to work. Like, and whilst I may laugh and joke around and have fun with things, it's like, kind of got to. Like, well, look at this week as a prime example. Basically ran out of food, and the cupboards were dry, but what can I do about it? And it's like, sell more art. I mean, that's basically the gist of it. So I always laugh when people are like, oh yeah, just get a job. And it's like, there ain't a job out there that's going to pay me the close to what the fuck I need anymore. Like, because it's not just me, it's someone else, and likewise. Having put myself last for so long, is like the list of things that I need just for the business is in the tens of thousands at this point. And then, well, as I say, haven't been able to treat myself or spend any money on myself at all for the entirety of the time I've been making art, because, well, one, I haven't had it, and when I do have it, I just use it to either make more art or help the people around me, which, it's not a bad thing, but you know what I mean? It's like, like I say, gets to a point with everyone where it's like, it'd be nice to just go shopping. Just do little things that wouldn't, because like with the shopping, it's like, I can only really afford like 30, 40 quid's worth of shopping in the fridge at any one time. It's not that big of a fridge, but at the same time, when I haven't even got £4 to fucking buy new paper, it's like, this is what I say, it's like, to not allow that to get you down and fucking get on top of you, because, well, yes, there are food banks, yes, there are things I could do and people I could ask for help, but didn't get into art to just be there with my fucking hand out constantly, it's like I got into this to be able to provide for myself and the people around me. Right. Just have a moment of silence. Yeah, it's those little things that, like, they wear on you, man, over time. Because, well, like I mentioned in the video, it's like, you need new clothes, you just go buy them. You need food, you just go buy it. But when you don't have money and the only sort of source of income you have is art, it's like, you kind of got to sell either some of the originals or some of the prints, and if they don't, well, you got nothing. And that's the reality of it. It's like, no. Whereas I mentioned, it's like, you can plan things out. Like, I planned last year of getting a new computer and upgrading the console, upgrading my phone, doing all this shit, but work on a bunch of series, the series don't sell, I then have to work on more series and more art, and whilst, as I say, I love doing it and it's, a lot of fun for me. So days like, or weeks like this week, where I was like, I could just go buy the shopping if I had the money. It's not that fucking difficult, it's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things, but when you don't have anything, 23p in my fucking account, there's nothing I can do about it. And that's the sad thing with it, because it's like, yes, I can make more art, but at the same time, how much do you need to make? And I know there's loads of lovely people who are like, don't stop what you're doing. And I was like, I'm not going to stop. It's just explaining the fucking reality of life, because, like I say, I am not unaware of it. It's just, when you've always been able to provide for yourself, not being able to do the little things, like, it fucks you up. Like, my gym ran out and I had to start using my friend's sort of, it's like, well, it's nice that I'm able to, but it's still not the point. I want to be doing it every fucking day, not when I am allowed. It's like, it's the little things where you're like, Well, like the other day, I was like, I want to go to the gym, but I've only got 4 visits a month, so I've got to kind of think, well, if I go today, am I going to get what I need to get done? If I get this done, do I then... Yeah, it's shenanigans. Like I say, sometimes it's really hard to just switch off and actually focus on making something beautiful when your reality is, like I say, shit. And, well, the options are shit, like, whilst yes, I can do a lot to promote what I do, and there's things I could do, there's always more you can do, but it's like, yeah, that's the reality. You don't have it, you can't spend it, so then you got to keep doing and keep doing. It's those sort of things that, like I say, the mindset and dealing with reality at times, because Well, as like I mentioned at the start, like for years I've just been making it. I didn't really have a monetary goal. I just wanted to aim for abundance. But what the fuck is that? Because, well, whilst I think I worked out it's only about 12 and a half grand a year for, you know, I round it up because of tax, because, yeah, gotta pay the fucking fiddler. But, yeah. Prior to that, it's like, just anything. Fucking anything at this point, you know. Whilst it's good to have the motivation of money, it's like, yeah, but you need to have actual goals and actual sort of figures in mind, because otherwise it's like, well, you shoot for the moon and you're left with nothing. Like, you hear a lot of people say, oh, well, if you shoot to the moon and you miss, you're still up way higher than you were. And it's like, yeah, but you still got fuck all. It's like, if you miss your target, you're still stuck holding the bag. And who the fuck wants to be doing that? Like, hey, there we go. Let's get some. Yeah, it's those little things that wear you down over time, that, and that much harder when it's like, all I want to do is paint and draw. Like, I've been trying to price up a painting series, but I haven't even got the space to do the painting series, you know? That's how my brain works. It's just like, yeah, but what if? What if you had the money and the space? And it's like, well, yeah, I'd just be doing it, wouldn't I? That's the sad reality of it. It's like, if I had it, I'd just use it. Like, because that's the fun part for me. Like, it's in the doing that you learn the most. Whether that's art or anything really in life, but yeah. So I was thinking, I'd challenge anyone, especially because it's not good, man. It's not good for your mental health. Like, being poor is a sickness, I think, like, to a degree. It has the similar properties, like, it is toxic in a way, and or, well, somewhat contagious. The funny thing is, it's not like I really ever had shit before art. That's the thing, is like, whilst I worked and I did other things and I had bits of money through my life because I worked, but it was never much, and I'd always spend more than I had, so that I was always basically fucking poor. This is why I say it's a bad habit I've carried on into art, because I could have invested in other things, I could have spent money on other things, but I chose not to. And nothing wrong with investing in yourself, but at the same time, it's like, there's better ways to make fucking money. How are we doing for time? 24 minutes. I knew this was going to be the case. This is like one of these pieces that I could spend hours and hours and hours on, but I don't think I really need to. Yeah, I think that's why for a long time it didn't really bother me, because it's like, I wasn't exactly well off before I started art. I was, eating a big bag of dicks and spending every penny I had every time I got any money. So the fact I've been able to build a collection of art, well, hold on to the collection of art as well. You know, I haven't just sold it for fucking pennies on the dollar, which, well, yeah. That's a funny thing, really, because it's like there's been times where I've just gone hungry rather than even talk about it, because I don't want people to feel sorry for me, because, well, I made the fucking choice. I do the art, I create the things I do, you know what I mean? It's like, But at a certain point, it's like, it's just self-sabotage. It's not loving or caring for yourself by leaving yourself out of the equation, like, because that's what I say. That's what a lot of what I was doing for a long time is just not even considering what I needed or what I wanted. You know, it's like, have I got some materials? Can I do what I want to do? Beyond that, meh. Which, you know, allowed me to create and keep creating for a very long time, but to my own detriment, I think that's the thing. Is like, and at a certain point, it's like, well, why sacrifice your own fucking health just for the sake of progressing your career? Like, and a lot of it is, like I say, choice. Yes, I could have spent the money on myself and fixed things, and you know, but in a weird way, I like the fact that I've done what I've done and created the body of work first. Like, does it make sense? Not always. Is it all, you know, does it all make sense and fit into a nice little box? No. But it's pretty cool when you think. Essentially done what I've done with nothing. Still in two minds about shading this as well. Like, I'm still kind of thinking about going over this again and making it much, much darker. But the problem is it's ink, so it's gotta wait, basically. Can't be done straight away. I gotta wait for the ink to dry and then do it again and do it again and do it again, basically. Just a constant battle. I'll show you in a minute because I did a bit on the other side. The old octopus. Well, not the octopus itself, but the background. Right, so concentrate. I like it. Still not sure if it needs to be a bit darker, but oh god, nearly just spit took the that would have been funny. Get close to where I'm finished and spit take a bunch of tea at it, like yeah, I don't know. Still seems like I could add a bit more depth to it, I suppose. Like, I don't want to go too crazy because I don't want to keep you here for an extended period of time. Not that I'm sure some of you care, but good for my own sanity as much as anything else. Wait, no, that's all right, I'm not going to kick. So no, not going to kick the camera down, stubs my toe straight into a chair. Good job. But yeah, if you want to help towards the monetary goals and you're still chilling, hanging out on the video, check out some of the links in the description. I will make sure to actually remember to leave the book and or books. God, I really want to shade it. Murphy's Law. Always want to do the thing that you said you weren't going to do at the start. But it's the beauty of these things is like, Had someone trying to give me advice as well on how to finish an artwork. It was like, it's very sweet, but the day I start listening to commenters, you know what I mean? It's like, God, if I let people influence my work, I'd never do anything. That's the crazy reality of art. It's like, I appreciate you want to participate and you want to help grow the videos, but yeah, I don't come to your workplace and tell you what to do, so it's a weird dystopian thing with social media though, isn't it? It's like people forget, like, so, oh yeah, this is a job. I need to make money from doing this. This isn't just a fucking hobby that I do for my own benefit. Like, but honestly, if it was, it wouldn't be doing a very good fucking job of it. I'd be going fucking mad at this point if, like, fucking heard people talk about art for therapy, and it's like, yeah, it might work if you're getting conventional therapy to begin with. But if you're not, I've been doing this, 10 years, and it's just fucked me up more than it's helped me, you know what I mean? If I'm honest. Arguably, that could just be my brain and my inherent depression or whatever you want to fucking call it, but yeah, I don't know. So we're saying it, each to their own. Depends on you. But for me, it's like, I do this because I gotta do something. It's this or be on fucking benefits, which, ugh. Fuck that noise. Right. Yeah, I still might shade the back of this. I don't know. Like, kind of liking the just ink on paper feel with it. Like, as much as I've could do and have done it in the past, it's like something to be said about the sort of combination of the scratchy style and the fine line drawing. But as an artwork, doesn't really look like Cerberus, but then what the fuck does Cerberus look like? Tell me. Needs a bit more depth undery eye. A little bit. But yeah, what I was talking about. Ink. Ink on ink on ink. See? Uh-huh. But yeah, I do love the combination of the sort of fine line drawing and then the slight craziness. Helps bring it together and all make sense of it. All right, let's try and get this back vaguely in position. Right. Gotta love the braid. Sit down and it's just like, wait, what we did? Oh yeah. Aye. I like it. I like it. It's going to be one of these. I'm probably going to end up staring at this for far too long and then adding a bunch more. So I'm not going to completely finish it. You're going to have to, go follow me on Instagram. It's probably the best way you're going to see the finished, finalised version of it, or wait around for a short to pop up. Because, as I say, still needs a bit more, and I need to stare at it for a while because that's the only way I'm going to figure out what I need to add and what I don't, what I need to take away, or what I just need to just call it a day and walk away from it. I don't know. It's always the last 5% that takes the longest, especially with art. It's personal preference and style. It's a very difficult thing to bottle up. Like, it's one thing people always forget on social media is like they'll try and recommend you tips and techniques, not realizing that you've already settled in your head what sort of style and outcome that you want out of what you're doing. It's like, I get it. Like I say, it's just, this is why I tend to post things after I've created them. It's like, you want to talk and tell me about how and why and what and where and how I could improve and all the rest of it after I finished it. Cool. I might pay attention, I might care, or I might not. You know, I'm not going to make it seem like anything other than what it is. Like, the way I liken it is like, if you go into a shop and you criticise something that they're selling or something that they're doing, they don't really fucking care because they're still getting paid to be there. Like, and you know, if you want to try and influence people, get involved, buy some shares, buy some products, give me a reason to actively care. Because otherwise, it's just that, it's an opinion, and you're just trying to influence something because you think you can, and that's might work for other people, but it ain't gonna work for me because I'm too busy working on what's next. Which, yeah, as it stands, I'm not sure. Possibly, ugh. I was gonna say possibly add some more to that, but no. Share the hell out of this, I think, once I've got to the end of it. Pointless details. This is what I say is I've already added a little bit of pencil, and I may add a bit more. I just need to give it some time to percolate. Don't get me wrong, I love all the support. I do, really do. I don't want to seem ungrateful. It's just, I try my damnedest to not be influenced by anything when I'm creating, so that way it's just me that's creating. I'm not copying anything. I'm not trying to reproduce anything, you know. But, as I say, in the world of social media, it's probably not easily understood. But, well, hey, the principle and or theory behind this one. Exactly the same as that. Just a bit more complex because, well, it's that childish innocence being torn apart by the natural world. Because the natural world is fucking brutal and, well, give yourself up to it, it'll chew you alive and spit you out. I just thought it was an interesting way of showing that sort of being pulled in many directions, and whatever direction you face, you're fucked. I know. Such a charmingly happy. I don't know. I like it. Like I say, I'm going to give it a bit of time, bit of thought, and a good dose of staring at. So if you want to see the finished final version of this, go follow my socials. Oh, TikTok or Insta, X. Yeah, that's probably the most popular ones. Whole terpy derp turf there. I have to change that, I think, just by looking at it, but I don't know. What do you think? It's always the viewer that has the ultimate say with an artwork. As much as I might attempt to influence you with the story and or meaning, it's entirely down to you whether you understand it or whether you see something completely different. Because, yep, that's art. Anyway, thank you very much for watching part 2. If you like this video and or want to see more of it, make sure to like and share, because the more you like and share, the more people that will see it, and I will, feedback. Simplest way of giving me feedback is just spam the shit out of all of the buttons, because at least that way I know to do more when I eventually get round to checking on my notifications. Anyway, much love and light. I will be back, probably talking more about the house and or the device to power passive income. But like I say, make sure to subscribe and you won't miss a thing. Boom! Lukey out.